Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the University of North Carolina at Pembroke's Winter Commencement. I am Chancellor Allen Vetters. Please remain standing as the University Choir enters the stage to lead us in the national anthem. And please continue to stand while we have invocation by this Bishop Light.
Let us pray. O God of all people, of all cultures, and all nations, we thank you for this beautiful day in which we can come and celebrate with those among us a lot of hard work, a lot of dedication, and a lot of learning. We thank you for all of those people who have brought the graduates to this place today, for fine faculty, for supportive families, for loved ones, for their children, for the people in their neighborhoods and the places where they work, that have made it possible for them to be with us today. We thank you for this fine university, for the ways in which we as North Carolinians have to be thankful that we have this place here for us today. We ask for continued blessings on those who graduate and on their families and friends, on this university and on this faculty, that in everything to be with us, to challenge us and to move us forward in the way in which you would have us go, to be your servants and to humbly do your will in our lives. We thank you for this day, and we thank you for the blessings that you will bestow upon this day. Amen.
Thank you, Dr. Gary Wright, the University Choir, Concert Choir, Mr. Tim Altman, and the University Band, and Ms. Light. Commencement is a time of celebration and acknowledgement. Today we come together to recognize nearly 400 men and women who have accepted the challenge of earning their degrees and who have successfully fulfilled all the requirements. We are honored to share their day with them. Before I recognize my colleagues on the stage, I wish to recognize a group of men and women who all unite with appreciation and acknowledgement they deserve. Men and women who give their valued time and resources to make the University of North Carolina Pembroke a better place for our students, our faculty, and our staff. With the University of North Carolina Pembroke Board of Trustees, please stand and let us acknowledge the leadership and commitment to the university. Before I make the introduction, I do want to make one additional comment. For those who may have missed the paper this morning, something we're very proud of. One of our graduates in 1992, graduate, who sat out there just like we are today, Brian Green, was awarded the National Education Association's Teacher of the Year Award. This organization has 2.7 million members, and Brian won over literally hundreds and hundreds of nominations. We'd like to recognize Brian today. It is now my privilege to introduce Grand Marshal of the Day ceremony, Dr. Jesse Geller. Dr. Geller, who is in his 21st year at the University of North Carolina at Pembroke, is chairman of the Department of Philosophy and Religion and teaches philosophy. Dr. Geller is the UNC Pembroke recipient of the coveted University of North Carolina Board of Governors Award for Excellence in Teaching. Please join me in congratulating Dr. Geller on the significant accomplishment. Seated next to Dr. Geller is Ms. Nadine Hafner, President of the Student Government Association. Dr. Tom Dooling, Chair of the General Faculty. Mr. Hal Sargent, President of the Alumni Association. And Patricia Lykin, Director of the Robeson County Church and Community Center. On my left is Ms. Leslie Winter, Vice President and General Counsel for Legal Affairs in the Office of the President of the University of North Carolina. Mr. Jervis Oxendine, Chair of the University of North Carolina Pembroke Board of Trustees. And Dr. Roger Brown, Provost and Vice Chancellor for Academic Affairs. At this time, I will ask Ms. Winter to step forward and present greetings from the Office of the President and the Board of Governors. Without further introduction, Mr. Oxendine, Mr. Dooling, Ms. Hafner, and Mr. Sargent will follow her. Ms. Winter?
Good morning. On behalf of the Board of Governors of the University of North Carolina and President Molly Corbett Broad, I bring you greetings. I have to say that when I walked in this morning, I felt a burst of pride at the brimming auditorium full of graduates and your families and friends and people that care about you. I feel pride looking at you for all of the hard work that I know that you've done to earn these degrees that you will receive today. I feel pride about your parents and spouses, siblings, grandparents, and all the people that have supported you along the way. And I always feel pride when I go to commencements at the campuses of the University of North Carolina that our state, North Carolina, has such a wonderful university system that is available to the people of our state who want to stretch themselves and achieve this great achievement. And so I say to you today that I'm proud of you, but I also have a request of you, and that is, as you have received this education, please use it not only for your own personal betterment, but also for the betterment of our communities and of our state. Congratulations.
Good morning. It is my pleasure to offer greetings on behalf of the UNCP Board of Trustees and to extend our congratulations to you, the class of 2003. I know you have lots of family and friends here, and I'm sure your parents are glad this day has arrived. Graduation is that long-awaited day that marks the end of an intense preparation period and the beginning of a new one, which will test how well and in what manner you apply what you've learned at UNCP. You're leaving the school. I might add, it's the fastest growing university in the UNC system, with the standing invitation from a dedicated faculty, staff, and trustee members to return frequently. Now this is very important. As new members of the alumni family and to witness the changes that are going on this campus and the continued growth that we have, and let us know how UNCP is helping make your life better. Again, congratulations on this fine achievement and best wishes. Thank you.
Good morning. I bring you greetings from the faculty of UNCP to the alumni, board of trustees, administration, and of course the students of UNCP. Many of you are about to go out in the world and try and find a good job. At least that's what your parents hope. In regards to work, the great Chinese philosopher Confucius is quoted as saying, "If you enjoy what you do, you'll never work another day in your life." Now, we all want to have a good life. We want nice cars, houses, apartments, electronics, clothing. Some of us want big families. We all need good health insurance. The list has no end. And certainly some of these things are very important. The universal end to all our needs seems to be money. So we get caught up in the pursuit of wealth. We soon find ourselves working in jobs that we don't really like, with the goal of acquiring as much money as possible to get all those things that we think will make us happy. The funny thing is, too many people end up spending all their time at work and never have time to enjoy the things that they were chasing in the first place. Now, I'm not saying money is a bad thing, and I wish all of you financial success in your life. But I think part of the reason you chose to go to college was to have a choice in how you live your life. I suggest that as you look for a job, you consider how much money you will make, that you consider the fringe benefits you will receive, like health insurance. But also consider what Confucius said. How much will you enjoy your job? That to some extent determines how much you will work the rest of your life. I'm happy to say I stopped working the day I came to UNCP. And I look forward to not working at UNCP for the rest of my life. Congratulations and God bless you.
Good morning. Wow, it's about time, huh? The graduate class of 2003 on path to SGA, the last 4 years, and for most of you 4.5, has been an exciting, life-changing time for everyone. As you move on, you will become a legacy of UNC Pembroke, an alumni. You have a responsibility to our institution to give back what Pembroke has given to you. UNC Pembroke has given you an advantage over the rest to make something of your life and not a statistic. I encourage you to take that diploma to the fullest and let everyone know what you have put in that diploma. You have put many hours and many, many long nights and many papers. And once again, I applaud you on all your work, and congratulations.
Graduates, I bring you greetings from your Alumni Association. Notice I didn't say the Alumni Association, I said your Alumni Association, because you are members of the Alumni Association. You've dotted your I's, you've crossed your T's, and you're graduating today. And I want you to know that as part of the Alumni Association, we want you to be active. I am the president of the Alumni Association, but I am nothing without you. And as today, I wear the same robe as you wear, because we're all in this together now. We're all alumni of this great university. And with your help and you being an active part of it, you can maintain being a part of the university by coming back, visiting with us, letting us know what's going on. Today is not the end of your experience with UNC Pembroke. It is only the beginning of your life with the University of Pembroke and as part of the Alumni Association. You know, most of you are going to be partying probably sometime after today because you finally made it. Well, I want to invite you to another party very quickly. In February, we're going to be having homecoming again, and you have kind of a jump start on the people who won't graduate till May. They have to wait an entire, almost year to come back. But come back in February, because that homecoming is not just a celebration for the university. It's a celebration for what really makes the university. And you, like myself, as a graduate, make UNC Pembroke what it is today. Congratulations again. I look forward to seeing you in February, and God bless you all.
Thanks. Thank you for those thoughtful words. I now ask Dr. Jesse Geller to come to the podium and address the graduates.
Chancellor Metters, distinguished guests, faculty, staff, students, families, and graduates. It's a great honor to be here with you today. I'm not sure it's exactly a great pleasure. I prefer actually sitting and enjoying the atmosphere. Last year, Paul Flowers said that when he made this same presentation, that a lot of people had come forward, colleagues and students, to make suggestions as to what to talk about. What I didn't know last year was that a lot of those suggestions were unsolicited. People basically come the entire semester beginning around August, and in September and October it really picks up, and everybody wants to engage in some sort of minor harassing activity. It's good-natured. It is good-natured, but people want to know as early as the middle of September whether you finished the commencement address. I tried to turn the tables on them and often said, well, what would you like to hear? And everybody had suggestions. Most of them were contradictory, and they ranged from the insane to the somewhat less insane. I couldn't even figure out until fairly recently how much time I was supposed to spend. I had heard everything from one person said 10 seconds. That was the low end. But I decided to go directly to the top, and I asked Chancellor Metters, and he told me that I should spend between 15 minutes and 2 hours. So I think I can stay within those parameters. I want you to know I'm gonna shoot for approximately 20 minutes. And if I go beyond that, it'll only be approximately, say, an extra couple of minutes. I want to tell you about at least one of the suggestions that came to me. To be honest, it was not so much a suggestion as a prediction. A colleague, very early, when he found out that I had been chosen to speak, said that this would be an interesting year because this year our commencement address would probably be in Latin. That's an ancient language, and although I appreciated the compliment, I took it as a compliment anyway. There are two major problems with it. I mean, if I were to stand here and say things like habeas corpus e pluribus unum, ad hominem, post hoc ergo propter hoc, ad veracundium, not very many people would understand what I was saying, and I would be one of them. Unfortunately, I've never had a class in Latin, so that's not going to work. It'll have to wait for some future occasion. I'm going to do the next best thing, though. And that is, I'm going to say some things about philosophy. I'm going to try to sort of keep it pretty simple. Some of you who've had classes with me in philosophy will note that I'm probably oversimplifying. I'm going to introduce a few ideas to you. If you've never had a philosophy class, this is my last chance to get to you. So I'm going to I'm going to talk a little bit about a position called American pragmatism. It originated in America in around 1880. It's associated with Charles Saunders Peirce and also with somebody named William James and a person named John Dewey. Dewey is the main person to propose the ideas that I'm going to talk about today. I'm going to do that only briefly, but I am warning you that I am going to speak a little bit of philosophies a little bit later, so prepare yourselves. En route to that, I want to talk about a couple of other things, a few other topics, only because if you examine the commencement address as a genre, you notice that there are certain themes that occur over and over, and I just do want to mention them in passing. The third I'm going to spend considerably more time on, but the three themes that I want to talk about are, first of all, teamwork, second of all, family, and third, time. So first, teamwork. This is something that everybody mentions. If somebody gets an award, like an Academy Award or a sports award, a Heisman Trophy, for example, they're always going to give credit to their teammates. And that's the case with you also, I'm sure. The most important members of your team have been your family members. That's obvious. They've made it possible for you to be here. I know later you're going to have the opportunity, at least I hope later, somebody is going to give you the opportunity to formally thank your parents for all they've done for you, so I'm not going to have you do that right now, but they obviously played the most important role on the team that made it possible for you to be here. But also, I want to beat our own drum for just a second, and obviously you couldn't have done this, you couldn't have been here today to celebrate this important occasion if it weren't for the faculty, staff, and administration of UNCP, and I'm sure you recognize that. It is a team effort, and without all of these people, you wouldn't be here receiving the degree you are today. Second theme is family, and obviously that's related to the first because the family plays the most important role in the team. And there's another sense of family that I want to talk about very briefly, and it's sort of an extended metaphorical sense. Some of you joined social groups on campus. You joined a Greek society, a fraternity or sorority, and when you did that, you formed a bond with people that will maybe last a lifetime. You call those people your brothers and your sisters, and that's just sort of an extension of the word family. Also, in a little while, you're going to make this university into a member of your family formally by name. When Chancellor Metters confers upon you your degree, from that moment until the end of your life, this university will be your alma mater. That's what it will be called, your alma mater. And, well, there's going to be a little bit of Latin, I guess. Alma mater is Latin for your dear mother. This university has allowed you to be reborn as another version of yourself, an educated version of yourself. And to honor the university for that, you're going to refer to the university from now to the end of your life as your alma mater or dear mother. And I just want to assure you that we will be here for you as a member of your family would be here. The third theme that I want to talk about is time. The words used to designate this event that we're having today are interesting words. They're temporal indicators. They're time boundary indicators. The word commencement, for example, is a word that means a beginning. And right now, your life is going through a new beginning. The word graduation denotes a transition from one stage or state to another stage or state. Now, this is an important shift for you, going from one stage to another. And what you notice is, if you think about it for a second, and this is another common theme in commencement addresses, that the ceremony we're doing today is an initiation rite. You're being initiated into a new status. Now, if you think about this as an initiation, it would probably strike you as pretty mild. What you have to do is wear funny clothes, wait in a long line, come in, sit attentively for a while. When the time comes, you walk across stage, you shake hands with a few people, you toss your tassel to the far side, and you're home. That's your initiation. It doesn't seem very demanding. If you compare that to other initiations around the world and even here, that seems extremely mild. So for example, if you compare it to boot camp, this seems incredibly mild. If you compare it even to some of the initiations that you underwent when you were pledging your social groups on campus, fraternities and sororities, this is incredibly mild. If you compare it, for example, to what's necessary to have a bar mitzvah or a bat mitzvah, which is to learn Hebrew, this is very mild. In some cultures of the world, in order to be initiated into adulthood, you have to undergo painful bodily mutilations. Compared to that, this is very mild. On the other hand, some of you might be thinking, Dr. Geller, this isn't the initiation. You're comparing apples and oranges here. Our initiation has taken 4 years, or 5 or 6 or whatever, 7. I knew a student a few years back who was here for 9 years. Your initiation has been a long initiation, and it hasn't been easy. It's been difficult, and we should all acknowledge that. For those of you who were non-resident students, in general, you had to juggle many different aspects of your life. You had a home, in many cases a family, you had a social life, you had your studies, and in many cases you had a full-time job. In one case, I found out about recently when a student came to me and said why he hadn't turned in an assignment. It turned out he had 1 full-time job and 2 part-time jobs. And I know that that's not really the exception. Well, if you want to applaud for having many jobs, fine. It is just a fact. In a case like that, something's got to give, and we all hope that it's not your sanity, because it's really an overload. What usually gives is sleep. You end up being sleep deprived. I know because I've asked students several times over the last 20 years what they'd rather be doing over everything else, and they say, it surprised me in the beginning because I figured with all the hormones there'd be a different answer, but it turns out that the answer is sleep. I'd rather be sleeping, students say, because you're sleep deprived. Also, resident students, well, to stick with the same theme of sleep deprivation for a second, are sleep deprived because whether they participate in parties actively or passively, they're not going to be able to sleep. Actively because they're at the party having fun until 4 a.m. Passively if they're desperately trying to sleep but can't because of the noise. No matter how you slice it, you've been sleep deprived over the last 4 years. But there have been a number of other tribulations that you've undergone as part of this initiation. One of them is just finding a parking place. And some of you who are just visiting today wouldn't know why the others are applauding, but it's quite an amazing part of our initiation. We've got a lot of construction going on campus. It's very difficult to find a parking place. Another part of the tribulation is just trying to figure out how to minimize the parking fines that you're going to have to pay, because to be honest, I don't know how to avoid it. I'm really conscientious about how I park, and I've got some parking tickets, and the difference between you and me is that whereas you had to pay your fines before graduating, I'm going to have to pay mine before I retire a long time down the road. There are a number of other parts of your initiation that were very difficult. You were asked to listen to lectures, to attend lectures that occasionally struck you as dull and lifeless. Occasionally, not often. You were asked to care about subjects that you didn't previously care about. And that's all very demanding. If you were a resident student, you moved to campus, you lost your, at least direct contact with your social support network, you experienced homesickness in general, and you just had a difficult time, at least in the beginning. This was not an easy initiation by any means, so we shouldn't trivialize it. This was very difficult. Now think about it. Here's the state you were in. You're sleep deprived. You've got authority figures in a position to determine your future. You're deprived of the support of your social support group. You are ripe for brainwashing. Those are exactly the conditions under which someone would try to get you if they wanted to brainwash you. Under these conditions, you could have been converted to anything. We could have convinced you to worship Reverend Moon, to become a member of the Symbionese Liberation Army, to join any cult we wanted you to join. Instead of being here celebrating this important occasion with you today, your family could have been out hiring a deprogrammer to try to bring you back into some degree of normalcy. We didn't do that to you. We did something a little bit similar, but we exercised this power we had over you in your psychologically vulnerable state more responsibly. We converted you to something, but it wasn't so much a cult as it was a culture. It was a culture of critical thinking, critical reading, nuanced and subtle interpretation, effective and competent experimentation, and in general, we made you, using your state of vulnerability against you, we made you into effective problem solvers. That's basically what we did over the last 4 years. And that's something that you don't need to be deprogrammed about. The question is, how exactly did we do it? Well, we used your emotional and psychological vulnerability. You had several very, very difficult trials to undergo during your initiation. But we weren't satisfied with those problems. We in the faculty decided to cause you more problems. That's our thing. We create problems. The dreaded word problems in mathematics, balancing chemical reactions in your chemistry classes, figuring out alternative strategies for approaching the mind-body problem in philosophy, considering possible reasons that Hamlet procrastinated in the Shakespeare play, figuring out the meaning of the word plagiarism. We create problems. Some of you might have suspected that. You might have gone back to your roommate and said to your roommate, look, you know, just when I think I have a handle on things, just when I think I'm up with things, and I've started to understand, the professors are generating new problems. I don't get it. What's with them? Don't they have anything better to do? I got news for you. No. No, I admit it. We make problems. That's our thing. The question is, why? Well, one possible answer. We're sadistic. We use your condition of psychological vulnerability to make things even worse. And we get pleasure out of it. That's a theory. It's a possibility. But how likely is that? I mean, just look at the people on stage. Just scan the faces of the people on stage and see if you think that that's very probable. That's the wrong answer, and it messes up the whole rest of what I had to say. So please just, no, that's not what we're doing. We do things to you, but we do the things to you to do things for you. No, we're not. Well, Sure. Okay, I'm going to pretend that never happened. We do things for you. One possible reason we do things to you and for you is because life consists of a certain finite amount. Each person's life has a certain finite amount of problems and misery built into it. We can call it sort of the metaphysical misery quota. Every life has a certain amount of rain that must fall. And what we're doing for you is getting all your problems out of the way now. You occasionally hear students say things like, I can't wait to get out of here, to go into the world where there won't be problems. And think, right. So maybe that's the case. Maybe once you get your problems out of the way, which we help to do by intensifying it, by generating one problem after another, maybe the rest of your life will be smooth sailing and you'll be problem-free or at least problem-light. As the British would say, not bloody likely. And here's where American pragmatism comes in. A sort of a stereotypic image of philosophy is that philosophy answers questions like, what is life? And it's a joke in a way because it's such a general term and it's sort of the minimum of what philosophers do. But in fact, American pragmatists answer that question. What is life? And the answer is a little bit surprising. The answer they give is that life is essentially, on the deepest possible level, problems. Life is problems. For every species, for every organism, life is problems. And you've got to solve the problems or you die. Now, if that's the case, it's not very likely that your future is going to be problem-free. The second message that I want to derive from pragmatism, though, is good news. The first was sort of bad news. If you thought that your future was going to be problem-free, well, then think again. But the second bit of information we get from pragmatism is that our species, Homo sapiens, human beings, specializes in problem solving. It is our species-specific specialty. Sorry about that alliteration. But it's a species-specific specialty for us to solve problems. Other species do it as well, but we do it ingeniously. That is our specialty. What we've been doing for you in these years, 4, 5, 6, whatever number of years you've been here, is generating problem after problem for you so that you could refine and hone your skills at problem solving. In classes in your major, you've been exposed to problem after problem that will prepare you to enter your profession. When you encounter these problems here, the consequences of getting things wrong were not that bad. You got a low grade. If you go out into the world unprepared to solve problems, especially in your profession, then you're going to have another major personal problem, finding a new job. Right? Firms are not going to tolerate people making mistakes. Also, you were forced to take, I use forced sort of loosely here, but you were forced to take classes that you didn't particularly want to take. They were in general education classes. And once again, you were exposed to problem after problem after problem. That happened to you, that was done to you to prepare you for the general problems you're going to face in life in general. So we've placed you in a pretty good position right now. You're not going to be problem-free. You're not going to be problem-light. But you're all going to be ready for problems in the future. I want to say one more thing, and it's also influenced by American pragmatism. In addition to having the skills necessary and the background in problem solving, it's important to approach problems with an attitude. The attitude is obviously, the attitude that works is an attitude of competence, a can-do attitude. If you were asked to find a needle in the proverbial haystack, in this case, let's say that this is a literal demand placed on you. Somebody says, I want you to find a needle in a haystack, but by the way, we're not sure that there is a needle in the haystack. Well, you're not going to be very highly motivated. On the other hand, if somebody says, listen, we need you to find a needle in a haystack, it's very valuable, and also we're sure it's there. you're going to be enthusiastic in the pursuit, and that's going to have an impact on whether you succeed or not. Now, the question that I want to raise is, do we have any reason to believe that every problem has a solution? If you examine this as sort of a factual claim, I suspect that it might not have validity. It might not be a true statement. On the other hand, if you believed it, then on pragmatic grounds it would be valuable because you would be more active and enthusiastic in your pursuit of solutions. What we have done to you and for you over the last several years is to expose you to a barrage of problems. And all of them have been, in a way, designer problems. They have been designed to be solved. Every one of the problems you've been exposed to has had a solution. I shouldn't say a solution. In some cases, multiple solutions. On some occasions, your job might have been to find the optimal solution, the most creative solution, the most imaginative solution, or maybe on some occasions you were asked to find several solutions to a problem. At any rate, you have been exposed to problem after problem, and all of them have had solutions. We have implanted in you, in a subliminal way, in an unconscious way, unconscious for both you and us, the belief that is very, very deep. It's on the level of faith that every problem has a solution. Whether it's true or not isn't important. What's important is that it has pragmatic value. If you believe that every problem has a solution, you're going to be more enthusiastic and in your search for solutions. And by giving you this barrage of problems over 4 years, you are habituated to believing that every problem has a solution. So think about your position. You are a member of a species that specializes in problem solving. In your major field, you've been exposed to problem after problem that will prepare you for your professional work. In your general education classes, you've been exposed to problem after problem that will prepare you for problems that you face in life in general. And on top of that, you have an attitude that will give you the confidence you need that there are solutions to problems and you can find them. If we've done our job over the last several years, and you've done your job over the last several years, when you approach problems, as you will, according to pragmatism and I think just according to common sense, your approach will be not trepidation or anxiety, but rather, I've faced a lot of problems in the past. I'm ready. Bring them on. Thank you. Congratulations.
Thank you, Dr. Geller, for those insightful and interesting comments. It is now time for what you came for. You mean you know? See, they're already problem solvers. They can figure that out. Provost Brown, would you please present the graduates?
Let me just add my warmest congratulations to the graduates, their families, loved ones, and guests. And congratulations to Dr. Geller on his commencement address. When the students always tell me that Dr. Geller is a little funny, I really didn't know they meant humorous. We want to call your attention to these beautiful old gold and black banners along each side of the stage, which emblemize the colleges and schools of the University of North Carolina at Pembroke, in which and from which these students have studied and will graduate. To begin with, the College of Arts and Sciences, Bachelor of Arts, American Indian Studies. Terry Blake Locklear. Jasmine Amara Moore. Department of Art. Meredith Olma Anderson. Edwin Ledbetter Harris IV. Department of English, Theater, and Languages. Kelly Denise House Fox. Amanda Ruth Goldman. Helen Gail Godwin Guzman. Jason Z. Hester. Nicole Ivory Kinlaw. Sarah Dalton Larson. Amy Michelle Robinson. Lindsay Barfield Spangler. Cresta Lee Strickland. Austin Tremblay. Department of History. Carol Ivy Benton. Rhoda Sellers Bullock. Heather Elizabeth Cameron. Kendra Elaine Hassert. Troy Christopher Dempster. Margaret H. Everett. Lisa Renee Fiviola. Betty Jo Locklear Hunt. Charlotte Ann Walker. Teresa Warner. Jonathan H. Williamson. Department of Philosophy and Religion. Godfrey L. Deaver. Joseph McDaniel, Jr. Letitia Jordan McDaniel, together. Department of Political Science and Public Administration. Sarah Marie Arenello. Stephen Anthony Carver. Katina Chance DeBerry. Dana Marie Faircloth. Stephanie Renee Gruber. Ryan Daniel Jewell. John L. Lowry. Chester Brigg Sykes. Quincy Duan Wade, cum laude. Department of Sociology and Criminal Justice. Celine Renee Almond. Mary Southern Baker. Lawanda Sue Brewer. Marie Victoria Bullard, cum laude. Katori Shaiwan Campbell. Vanessa Lorraine Caesar. Carol Asbury Chambers. Charles Edward Chavis. Crystal Dawn Chavis, cum laude. Kathy Smith Covington. Mandy Taylor Crowder. Linda Marshall Cutchin. Kelly R. Deese. Jenny Lou Dixon. Tanya Rena Ellerby. Arlis Dwayne Emmanuel. Debbie Blue Emmanuel. Lisa Alford Farmer. Johnny Renee Floyd. Regina Janique Freeman. Kevin Eugene Graham. Robert Alexander Graham. Lois Jean Grice Hood. Kelly Marcel Hubbard. Deborah D. Ivy. Gertrude Jacobs. Mildred Williams Jones. Serena Kemp. Randy Danielle Locklear, cum laude. Nita R. Locklear. Tony Vincent Locklear. Wakana Chinoa Locklear. David Michael Lowry. Jessica Renee Lowry. Shannon Franklin Mabe. Margaret Burns Maynard. Beverly Giles McCann. Marita B. McMillan. Marie Melantio. Amy McNeil Musto. Lori Lassiter Patrick. Amy Lynn Paul. Juan Manuel Pacina Avila, cum laude. Lynn Rainwater. Christopher Richardson. Debbie Bullard Roletter, magna cum laude. Sheila Rozier Smith. Lori Diane Sweeney. Christina Ann Turner. Erica Wall. Mahalia Ann White. Shirley A. Williams. Adia Danielle Wynn. Charles R. Woods. Bachelor of Music, Michelle K. Locklear. Sheila Lowry. Bachelor of Science, Biology, Amy Sue Benson, cum laude. Benjamin A. Bryan. Dina Marie Felty. Vernon Edward Garner. Candace Elizabeth Horner. Carla April Johnson. Tammy Lowry Jones. Athena Gail Locklear. Charles Daniel Peterson. Department of Chemistry and Physics, La Sarah Jane Britt. Kimberly Ann Bullock. Miranda Lane Hammonds. Alexia Nicole Jackson. Jessica E. Locklear, Chancellor's Scholar. Department of Mathematics and Computer Science. Katasha Lynn Bell. Michael Wade Green. Stephen Wayne Hester. Lakeisha Monique Jones. Juan Min Liu. Natividad Vincent Medina, cum laude. Peter S. Peranzo. Diana Joy Perez. Daniel Oscar Sampson. Natasha Crishelda Wilson. Department of Psychology and Counseling. Autumn Tennille Autry, summa cum laude. Donald Owen Damon, cum laude. Stephanie Gray Lincoln. Christina Dawn Rennie, magna cum laude. Jeanette O. Sampson. Julie Skiadiotis, cum laude. Jamie Nicole Yates. Benita Faye Young. Department of Mass Communications. Mackenzie Lawrence Cook. Amy Willette Davis. Shayna Danielle Gray. Alexander Lyman Hall. Darcel Celeste Jeter. David Landon Kernodle. Leah Michelle Knowles. Brian Murray Lindsay. Rachel Douglas Linden. Lindsay Michelle Pugh. Brian Eugene Sasser, cum laude. Winifred Apple Winston. Department Bachelor of Science in Nursing, Kathy S. Arnold. Elisa H. Bennett. Melissa Bullard. Diane Roberts Calhoun. Janet Atkinson McFadder. Tammy Williams Overton. Janet Gardner Thrower. Patricia Stoker Williams. Bachelor of Social Work, Emily Grace Wilkinson Averett, magna cum laude. Dawn Lene Cox, cum laude. Monica Denise Frink, cum laude. Horace Lee Hammonds. Flossie Maria Hunt. Alice K. Locklear, cum laude. Georgiana Mack. Donna Womack Miller, cum laude. Andrew D. Mitchell. Tamitha Marie Moore. Jennifer Ann Murphy. Anna Elizabeth Lucretia Nance. Velma Radia Jacobs Patrick. Peter Keith Sanderson. Alice J. Scott. Vincent A. Stirrup Sr. Tiffany T. Taylor. Rosalind Watson. Amy Nicole Woodell. John Carroll Worthington. School of Business, Beverly Renee Anderson. Eureka McNeil Baldwin. Adam Christopher Beaver. Tony Bethea. Aaron Thomas Bauer. Roderick B. Brower. Carlton Burden. Dustin K. Carpenter. Sonia Denise Clayton. Lorna Ann Locklear Clothier. Brian Houghton Korn. Duval Macio Dalton. Karen Melvin Davis. Clarence Eli the Third. Daryl Wayne Everett. Jacob Fiedler. Adam Reed Gaines. Penny Ellen Gilhousen. Sharon Carver Hales, magna cum laude. Alice Hammonds. Sherry Lynn Hitchens. Marcy Lee Holden. John Curtis Jones. Gail Denise Knight. Ann C. Locklear, magna cum laude. Henry Paul Locklear. Janice Locklear. Kim C. Harrison Marsh. Michael Martin. Manuel de Jesus Medina. Amanda June Murphy. Betty J. Murphy. Damona Rodriguez Darrell Odom. Ebony Sherelle Orr. Drew Sinclair Patton. Christy Dawn Pearson. Rachel Catherine Pickler. Kimberly Petrolungo. Mary Laura Priest. Engel Johanna Revels. Shannon Revels. James Edward Rogers, Jr. Christopher M. Russell. Nathan Dallas Swiggett, Theta Psi, Gamma Pi. Brian Patrick Chu, Theta Psi, Gamma Pi. Anthony Quinn Thomas. Cynthia Thompson, magna cum laude. Kimberly Susan Tripp. Letitia Monique Whitaker. Jeremy Ryan White. Jason V. Williams. School of Education, Department of Education. Crystal Renee Batten. Allison Marie Buckley. Tasha Ann Cantrell, cum laude. Rebecca Ann Chapman, summa cum laude. Kylie Renee Cirioli. Hope Clark. Veronica Lee Graham, magna cum laude. Carol Lee Hammonds. Tammy Stevens Husselden, magna cum laude. Molly Mackenzie Johnson, cum laude. Catherine Langston Lee. Melanie Davis Lewis, cum laude. Katrina K. Locklear. Penny Melissa Locklear. Montiel Maddox. Megan Elizabeth Miller. Charlotte Sue Jacobs Mitchell. Emily Daisy Norris. Lindsay Elizabeth Piper, cum laude. Megan Shalene Scott, magna cum laude. Jennifer Hayes Strickland. Melissa May Strickland. Department of Health, Physical Education, and Recreation. Cicely Ann Galbraith. Brett Thomas Harden. Jeffrey Wayne Locklear. Terry Demaine Locklear. Cornelia Robinson Murchison. Cassie Rebecca Siege. Julie Nicole Stover. Prather Edward Sweet. Jermaine Ronell Thomas. Master of Arts, English Education. Jan McCorkle Gain. Ladies and gentlemen, I now present to Chancellor Metters those persons having fulfilled requirements for the baccalaureate degrees.
Will the new, I think you are, but I'll say it anyway. Will the new baccalaureates please stand? By virtue of the authority vested in the University of North Carolina, by the state of North Carolina, and the university entrusted in me, I hereby confer upon you the degree for which the faculty has certified you, pertaining effective on December 13th, 2003, and offer my warmest congratulations. You may now move your tassels to the left side. Congratulations, and you may be seated.
You will notice that we are now joined on stage by Dean of the School of Graduate Studies, Kathleen Hilton, who has the honor today of placing an additional honorary garment on those persons receiving their master's degrees. This garment is called the hood, and it designates the advanced degree for which these students have fulfilled all requirements. Department of Physical Education, Jeffrey Dwayne Atkinson. Joy DeWitt Autry. Gerald L. Krebs, Jr. Paula Teresa LeVay. Anne Maria Peavy. Marcus F. Cravath. Stephanie K. Willis. Service Agency Counseling, Edwina Joy Flowers. Darian Glenn Mahaly. Misty Diane Sykes. Master of Science Education, Michael Allen Welter. Master of Social Studies Education, Philip Matthew Klein. Master of Arts in Education, Elementary Education, Elizabeth Parker Bunce. Jennifer Lynette Graham. Amy Singletary Grant. Paula C. Horn. Sandra Locklear Oxendine. Allison Lee Pennington. Ashley Deanne Williams. Susan Kimball Williams. Amy Woods Locklear. Master of Arts in Middle Grades Education, Ann Woods Jacobs. Reading Education, Deborah Hodge Barden. Daphne Lamons Brown. Terry Flowers Davis. Meredith Brian Dowlis. Vicki Lakey Hare. Laura Monroe Harris. Krista Parsons McGuire. Cynthia Renee Morgan. Catherine Thompson Odom. Karen Kern Peterson. Maureen Penn. Marlene Miller Pratt. Deborah Noe Russell. Dorothy Marie Freeman Shutt. Cynthia Glenn Stafford. Linda Wright Thompson. Robin Lynn Williams. Cynthia A. Ziccarelli. Master of Business Administration, Fan Huang. Christina Michelle Chu. Master of Public Administration, David Earl Luke. Robbie Stephen Johnson, Jr. Jackie Edward J.J. Culp. Teddy Locklear. Jonathan Allen Melvin. Robert Lee Taylor III. Master of School Administration, Christopher Clark. Chancellor Metters, I present to you those candidates who have fulfilled all requirements for the master's degree.
Will the new masters please stand? By virtue of the authority vested in the University of North Carolina, by the state of North Carolina, and the university entrusted to me, I hereby confer upon you the degree for which the faculty has certified you, together with all the rights and privileges thereunto pertaining, effective on December 13th, 2003, and offer you my warmest congratulations. You may be seated. Today, we celebrate, recognize, and congratulate our graduates as they receive their degrees from the University of North Carolina at Pembroke. John Rome, one of the most influential thinkers of our time, once said, "The major reason for setting a goal is for what it makes of you to accomplish it. What it makes of you will always be far greater value than what you get." Our graduates leave our campus today changed persons. The journey to achieve their degrees has assisted them in becoming disciplined, educated, matured, and globalized citizens. We join you in being extremely proud of our graduates' dedication, commitment, and hard work that we celebrate today as they receive their earned degrees. Before closing, I would like to recognize two special groups. First, the faculty and staff of the university for their contribution to your success. Would you please stand? I hope that every one of you know that next to your own family, that these men and women are prouder today than anyone else of you. One of the pleasures of being at UNCP is that the faculty and the students and the staff, we all eat together in the faculty dining room, or in the student dining room. And we have these interesting conversations. And recently, one of these lunches, we got into a discussion about, what is a good motto for faculty? And one of our esteemed faculty members, Dr. John E. Reisner of the chemistry department, came up with a great quote, and I'd like to share it with you, because it's so fitting. In the end, our goal is great beginnings, and that's what we're all about. Next, I would like to acknowledge the families, friends, and significant others of each graduate. These special people
have supported and encouraged our graduates throughout their academic journals. Would all you please stand, please? All family. Thank you. Graduates, remember the words of William Butler Yeats: education is not the filling of a pail, but the lighting of a fire. Claim your goals and dreams as your own and light your fire. You each claim the dream of receiving an undergraduate or graduate degree from the University of North Carolina at Pembroke, and we celebrate your achievement today. To all of our graduates, their family, and friends, I congratulate you. Thank you for becoming part of the UNC Pembroke's family, and keep us informed of your future successes. This concludes the winter commencement of 2003 at the University of North Carolina at Pembroke. Please join us in the reception. Grand Marshal Geller.
Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and remain at your seats as the faculty and graduates exit the auditorium. Again, please remain at your seats.